But this is what Malcolm is said. Those people targeted them, and there's no Black people living there until they got there, which is a lie, because there's an owner of a cafe that's right out there in Mentone. So his claim that there's no Black people living out there, that's a lie. Malcolm said those people knocked down those houses that they so-called built. But the only house they so-called built. But the only house we saw had 3 sides. The only house we saw had 3 sides. They were on cinder sides. They were on cinder pews. They got it from the YMCA that he actually owned in Marion, Indiana. That's what he called he actually called that the hotel. You guys remember when he said they burnt his hotel down? He actually called that the hotel. You guys remember when he said they burnt his hotel down? It was a YMCA he got for $200 from the auction. And he no longer owns it because he never paid those taxes, so he lost it. It was never a hotel. He had people believing that he had an up and running hotel. It was never a hotel. He had people believing that he had an up and running hotel and that it was the largest hotel in Indiana, which is another lie. Then he said the Masons burnt it down. Then he's hotel. But like I said, it's a YMCA. He didn't even board up the windows or the doors, so the city had to do it, right? But before then, the reason they had those small, tiny fires is because people were, homeless people were, breaking in and they were living in there. And they were doing rugs, or they were warming their food, trying to stay warm. And that's where the multiple fires came from. There was never torched or anything. If the police wanted to burn that place down, it would have been fire coming out the windows, okay? They didn't do that. But Malcolm accuses everybody. He accuses all white people, of violating his rights. And he's the one, like I said, had those people leave their jobs and then had them documented by going live and talking about, their move,